Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode is all about fitness, weight loss, or maintaining your weight, maintaining your fitness. And this is something, if you listen to this podcast, that I have touched on kind of here and there because I personally am super into fitness, super into health, nutrition. I know that I am the healthiest person that I know. And so it's a huge passion of mine, super special to me. And it has been a journey for me. And I'll tell my story, but the information that I'm going to give you. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you 5 tips to either lose weight and stay on that train, like stay on board, stick with your habits. This episode is also for you if you are looking to maintain where you're at. So you're really happy with where you're at and you want to maintain it. So I'll be sharing from my own personal experience. My fitness journey really started about 15 years ago. So I'll briefly tell that story, what that looked like, what habits have gotten me to consistently and sustainably stick with my routine. So I'm going to go over that. But I am also a certified life coach, and I work with clients every single day on creating new habits, maintaining habits, and fitness, nutrition, weight loss is a huge aspect of incorporating these healthy habits for many of my clients. So I'm going to do kind of a hybrid thing where I'm sharing my story, what's worked for me, but also proven things that can help you from the perspective of a coach. And I will say I'm not a nutrition coach. I'm not a dietitian, but I do have this personal experience. And then I am a certified life coach as well. Okay. So let's get into it. And these are really in no order. Okay, before I actually start you on these 5 habits and tips, is I started my fitness, I'll call it health journey because I wasn't in no way healthy. I'm saying 15 years ago, but I'm not like calculating, doing the math, not that it matters. It was around 15 years ago. And I was taking an anti-anxiety medication. I went off of that. I had gained 50 pounds, which was insane. 50 pounds is a lot for a woman to gain on a medication. Now, I was desperate to shed that weight. I was so unhappy with how I felt most of all, but I hated how I looked in clothes. My face was puffy. Like I just did not feel at all healthy. And prior to taking that medication, I was generally healthy. I did eat basically a standard American diet, which isn't super clean, super healthy, but I was in college. I was, going through the drive-through here and there, but I was still aware-ish, of what I was eating. And before that, I was on swim team in high school and did those kinds of activities. So I was fairly healthy before, but the medication really just set things into gear for me to start this fitness and nutrition journey because I was so determined to shed that weight that I had gained. So I joined my very first gym 15 years ago. And I remember when I first started, I went heavy on cardio. And then I started trying out different classes, seeing what I liked, what I didn't like. And this is my first tip. And like I said, they're in no particular order, but it is so important to do workouts that you enjoy. Everybody is so different. And what's going to keep you, or part of what's going to keep you consistent in your exercise journey and your routine, is doing a workout that you enjoy. If you hate it, you're probably not going to want to continue going. So it doesn't even have to be in the gym. You could go to a Pilates studio or a yoga studio or play pickleball or play tennis, basketball, whatever it is for you that you enjoy. And if you are just getting into your fitness journey, I encourage you to try it all. Just try it out, have fun with it, and see where it takes you. And that's what I did, and it served me so well. The cardio thing for me, I still do cardio, but it was boring. I would put on a show, which was great. Like, put on a show. I would do HIIT at the time when I kind of first started my fitness journey, which is high intensity interval training. And so I would watch a show for 45 minutes and I would do HIIT. And then it kind of evolved into a mix of weightlifting and HIIT. I did that for years and years and years. And then I tried out different classes. And for me, what I like, and it's going to be different for everyone, so just take this with a grain of salt. But for me, I love Pilates, I love yoga, and I love weightlifting. Those are like my absolute favorite workouts. So all of that to say is to choose workouts that you enjoy, have fun with it. Maybe go with a friend too as an accountability partner. That's a tip I didn't add, but adding that in there here because that can be super, super, super helpful. And or work with a coach to hold you accountable. Okay, next tip is to work out first thing in the morning. Why? Because in my experience, both personally and with my clients, if it is not done first thing in the morning, your day can get totally ahead of you. You can get wrapped up in other things, distractions, things come up. When you do your workout first thing in the morning, not only do you feel good, like it sets you up for the whole day and the endorphins are running and you're energized, you're in a good mood. I have never personally regretted a workout. So starting it first thing in the morning has so many benefits, but the biggest one is that you just get it done. First thing, it's over and you're not going to get distracted. You're not going to feel low energy after your long work day or you're hungry or whatever it is. So first thing in the morning, work out the details of whether or not you want to eat first. Some people prefer to do a fasted workout. Some people don't. I'm not going to get into the science or the nitty-gritty there because that's such a personal thing. But either choose to have a quick bite to eat or not. See what works for you. Play around with it. But first thing in the morning, workout, you will feel amazing. This one is a big one, and it is not settling for shitty food, or should I say mediocre, or it's just okay food. Do not settle. Think of yourself as a high quality woman, as somebody who does not eat fast food every single day, who does not eat things that don't really taste good, but I'm hungry, so I have to eat. Think of yourself as a high quality person who eats high quality foods. This is especially important if weight management is your goal, is not settling for food. We've all been to a party or gone out to eat with people and we're like, the menu doesn't look good, or there's just kind of weird foods out at a potluck or a barbecue. And you're like, I guess I'll eat it because it's here, but it's not going to taste good. It's not going to make me feel good. So I'm going to get ahead of myself here, but one of the tips that I have is to plan ahead. So if you are going to a restaurant, to a party, to whatever, to a social function, that can be hard. But If you plan ahead, if you look at the menu, see what's offered, maybe bring something if it's a potluck or a barbecue or some sort of function, or eat beforehand. So there's always ways around that. But bottom line is don't settle for mediocre food. I have felt just really shitty, guilty, like, oh, why did I just eat that? And it doesn't help you physically. It doesn't help you mentally. It doesn't help you spiritually. So do not settle for mediocre, shitty food. That is my tip. And along those lines that I kind of hinted at, another tip is to plan ahead. Keep your refrigerator stocked and prepped. This is huge. If you don't do this, you might be driven, like I have been, to go and pick up fast food or place an order at a restaurant. And maybe that means indulging in something you don't really want to be eating. So go and stock your fridge, prep, meal plan. What I personally like to do is make a meal plan for the week. I will write out every single day of the week what is happening for dinner, mainly dinner, because I make enough to have lunch the next day usually. And my breakfast is usually the same every single day. I don't get tired of it. It's usually protein and a smoothie and coffee. I cannot live without my coffee. And I keep it clean. For me, I eat as organic and healthy as possible, but I like to have fun with it too. It's not restrictive in the way that I personally eat. I find recipes that are good and they're also clean and healthy. So my biggest tip here, if you're like, I don't know what to eat, I'm just starting on my journey, go on Pinterest, maybe look for a healthy version of your favorite meal. If your favorite meal is quote unquote not healthy or clean, like one of my favorites is fettuccine Alfredo. Love it. It's so carby. It's so creamy. It's delicious. And I don't personally eat dairy, so I'll search dairy-free Alfredo sauce. And the pasta that I use is made of brown rice, and it still tastes amazing. It tastes the same. So just things like that. I do not personally restrict. I don't recommend restricting. I just recommend planning and tweaking and stocking. So I go to the store one time, I buy everything. Sometimes if there's something like here or there, I want to get this or add this in, I will go again. And just to maintain the freshness of the food that I'm buying, it saves time. It saves money to plan ahead, and you just feel really good about it. So highly recommend, if you haven't tried this, just maybe making a meal plan Sunday night or Sunday morning and going to the grocery store Sunday or Monday and getting everything that you need for the week, and you're good. It just feels so good to save time and money and feel healthy. Okay, so my last tip, and this is one that is so big and can be so layered, but it is choose your hard. And you've probably heard this before, but yes, maintaining your fitness level or your weight or getting to the gym or eating healthy or whatever it is that your goal is, it's probably not easy. Otherwise, it would just kind of happen, right? So choose your hard. What are you choosing? Are you choosing to not live a healthy lifestyle? That's hard too. Or are you going to choose the hard of sticking with this goal, sticking with these habits, and seeing them through? So those are my very best tips that I am sharing with you in this short and sweet episode. I hope that you enjoyed this. If this is something that you are wanting to work on, I would love to work with you. I will be taking a few clients starting in July, so next month, and I'm going to leave an application if you want to work together, whether it is on maintaining habits or fitness or weight management, whatever it is, click the link below. I'm only taking about three new people in July. So click the link. I would love to chat with you. We'll chat it up, see what your goals are, see if it's a good fit, all of those things. And with that, I will chat with you next week. Bye.